Hare Krishna. Now, having understood the 4 ecosystem processes, and one of the major thing in that is the mineral cycle. That means whatever biomass is being produced at a particular area after the rain should be recycled there. In the case of a tree, whatever leaves that fall, that grow, come up after it finishes its cycle, it falls down and it is recycled there itself. But as far as a grass is concerned, it doesn't happen. It doesn't fall down, the leaves. It has to be eaten. It has to be recycled through a grazing animal. Then only it can be recycled. So that is where the importance of grazing animals come. To recycle the grass or the shrubs or the herbs, whatever that is there, has to be recycled by the grazing animals. Whichever animals that graze, all the animals, the mammals that are there, they graze, and that is how they may be different terms like browsing and all, but still what they do is they will eat the biomass, the leaf, and it is through the digestive system, it comes out as the form of dung. Different species has different types of stool, and it falls on the ground. That recycling should take place, because as soon as it falls on the land, immediately there are more than 1,000 types of species that come to feed on it, because that is their food. So once the grass is recycled, it is given to the next species who recycles it, and within 2 to 7 days, depending upon the quantum of soil life, it can be finished in 2 hours, or it can even go up to 7 days, but it shouldn't go beyond 7 days. 7 days is not the right one. It should be within a day itself, it has to be recycled. So maximum is 7 days, it has to be recycled. If that doesn't get recycled, what the dung doesn't get recycled, then again it leads to the accumulation of flies there, which is again problem for the whichever life that is living. Even if we are living there also, it is the trouble that happens. That is exactly what happens when you keep the cows in the Gauchar, where the dung is being accumulated in a place, and that leads to more and more flies coming there, and the smell, the cows is standing there in the Gauchar is constantly smelling its own urine and stool, because it may be so precious to us, but it is not. It is still the stool to the cow. So that recycling should take place in a grazing land, or whichever land, Gauchar Bhumi, that should happen. So there should be grazing animals that should be passing through and recycling the biomass. Then only the mineral cycle gets complete. So the previous video we learned what are the 4 ecosystem processes, and trees have a system of shedding its leaves, but for a grass or the shrubs, it has to be recycled by a grazing animal. And so then only the ecosystem process gets completed, and only in that case there will be the water, all the rain that is falling down goes down. Only then all the sunlight that is gets converted into the photosynthetic sugars, and then again passed down. Then that is called the solar energy flow will be taking place, and the mineral cycle will be proper. So all these 4 are needed to keep the soil live, which is our life sustaining resource. It has to be there. No, we cannot spoil the soil. That is so important. So that is where the role of grazing animal comes.